Hello and welcome to Hellow Media for another episode. Today we're speaking with Nicole, who is a piano player and piano teacher. How cool is that? How many questions for Nicole and a genuine interest in her talent and what she does.
Why did you choose piano?
Well, I really like the sound of it. I think that's really important. And I really like the range of the pitch that the piano has to offer. So it really offers really low pitches up to really high pitches. But I really think creating harmony is the most greatest thing about the piano. It's very satisfying to hear.
What's your favorite piece of play?
Oh, yeah. So that's a really hard question because I like to read pieces in my own time. And I really think the piece that I always love going back to is maybe Rocket Man, by Elton John, but it's arranged by Philip Keeverman, and the same as ABBA, The Winner Takes It All, same arranger. He's a really good arranger, and it's really great arrangements to play in my own time.
What is your favourite piece to teach?
Let's just say what level of difficulty, like is it for a beginner, is it for an intermediate or advanced?
Maybe a beginner.
Ooh, I think the first piece that maybe comes into my mind that I should probably teach often is bingo. Number one, it's really catchy. And number two, if it's in the key of C, it's with maybe like some harmonic intervals where you play two notes together. It often sounds pretty good, but I think another one is at the moment called In the Dark by Daniel McFarlane, which he is a Queensland composer. So what that piece really is about is it offers a really simplistic rhythmic pattern, and it's quite catchy and it sounds great.
Can you describe what your best performance is?
I think the most memorable performance that I had in my career was when I was in my early 20s and I performed at the Sydney Mine Music Bowl as the MYO curtain raiser, and I had to play a piece. I forgot the name of the film, but it had an exposed piano part, and I remember playing it really well, even though I was super nervous performing in front of 60,000 people at Sydney Mine Music Bowl. And all I can remember is at the end of the performance, a whole ray of the audience clapping, and then once it echoes back to the stage, it was beyond amazing. And that was the most memorable performance that I ever had in my life.
Have you ever done a collab with any other musicians?
Yeah, I have. So throughout my university studies, when I was at Melbourne Uni at the Fine Arts and Music, I did have to collaborate with other musicians, so that would be maybe with another pianist who I'm still good friends with today, or like a chamber ensemble which involves two or more musicians, and that was really great. I do collab with younger musicians, or young musicians or adult musicians who do need a collaborative pianist, say for like an exam or student performance.
Who would you invite to dinner and why?
Have thought of this question hard. I think I would love to have dinner with Leve because she's one of my favorite singers at the moment, and I really think that she's super lovely and she composes great music, like, from the start. Have you ever heard of that song? It's a great song.
What would you make for her?
Well, I do have some piano bookmarks that I have made. Maybe I'll give that to her. Or maybe some merch that I have that is music related. I think she would like that.
If you invited her for dinner, what would you make food-wise?
Japanese food. That's my favorite food.
What does your practice look like?
Well, it involves me warming up my hands, just like just like playing a sport. You got to warm up your body. So as a musician, as a pianist, you got to warm up your hands as well. Yeah, like that. And then I practice my pieces with a particular goal in mind. And then if I do remember it, or if I do need to, then I do some stretching at the end, because I'm a person with chronic pain. So I have to really manage my body well and ensure that I listen to my body and my needs to ensure that, one, I can still go on with my day, and two, I'm able to fulfill my jobs and needs because I am a freelancer as a collaborative pianist, or like an accompanist, as many people say.
Do you teach adult and children students?
I do, yeah. The youngest that I can teach is from 3, and I also can teach neurodivergent and students with a disability or who are disabled, because that's my specialty.
I'm disabled.
Yeah, I'm disabled too.
Yes.
Yeah, high five.
High five.
I'm neurodivergent as well. So I'm an ADHDer, so that means I am autistic and an ADHDer.
How do you get your students, and do you get NDIS students?
Advertise with Facebook. I think that's the most easiest way that I can get students. And another thing is word of mouth. One of the common ways to advertise. And just speaking to lots of teachers in the field and who also teaches piano. So sometimes when they have a full studio, they can nicely refer to me. Or if they hear that I can teach neurodivergent or disabled students, I will get the most inquiry of that if they are in the area. It's been years since I need to do a website, and I always keep delaying it or keep forgetting to do it because there's just so much things to do on a website.
And have you played at any noticeable venues?
One of them was Sydney My Music Bowl, another one is Melbourne Recital Centre. I used to play at a few churches, and of course at Melbourne Uni, where, in Melbourne Hall. I haven't done that much performing because of studies, but I'm really hoping after I finish this degree that I'm currently trying to complete, maybe I can do some performances with a colleague that I know.
What you could do for young girl?
So I would probably tell her to just keep going. Try not to be so hard on yourself, because, back in the 2000s, there was no such thing as autistic or ADHD girls. It was very hard for me to really be working so hard with neurotypical people in terms of being the same wavelength or within the academic learning standards. It was very hard for me to really work up to be like my sisters, for instance. They were really great in their academics, and I really wanted to be like them. So I often have to work really hard more than neurotypical people. So I would probably say to my younger self to just keep going with life. You are ADHD, and keep taking those opportunities that has been provided to you, because I always like to say yes to opportunities. It often brings me a new let's say like reflections and confidence to be the person of who I am today.
What age did you play the piano?
So I started lessons when I was 7, and it was with a lovely piano teacher. Unfortunately, she did pass away, I think, when I was in year 4 or so. Her teaching was so good I usually just love to play pieces all the time, and I just get through books quite quickly. And she goes, "Oh, you finished it?" And I go, "Yeah. Please give me more now." Yeah, but my mum did help me learn some little pieces before school starts. So there was a school hallway where, you know, you do assemblies and stuff like that. And there was a piano right there, and it's usually open before school hours. And I remember quite fondly within my childhood that my mum would teach me a few songs or pieces on the piano. And she recognised that I really liked piano. And so she started to enroll me in group lessons, so that way I can make friends who are like-minded and who likes to play the piano.
So how do you teach those who are not naturally gifted like you?
I like to assess students of where they are at in terms of what they can do and what they can work on next.
And if they have fingers?
Yeah, and if they have fingers, yeah. Well, I've taught a student who has a stump, actually. So it was really quite interesting to teach and learn. So that was when I was a pre-service teacher for instrumental music studies. So that's a specialised degree that I did. But also, I have taught, I'm currently teaching a student who has muscular challenges and differences. So how I work with that is we just build their capacity and their finger dexterity strengths, just giving lots of support and encouragement, making sure that they are able to try and complete a piece or a goal or a technical exercise or sight reading that they can do. I organise their student profile, so that just lists us all their strengths and their goals and such of what they will do with me, and also organising lots of accommodation strategies, modification, teaching adaptation strategies or interventions that I would do with a student. So that way they can still get access to music education. I really believe that music is for everybody as well as piano. And if they get the right support, such as myself or with other colleagues who specialises in this field, it can be accessible and inclusive and enjoyable for everybody.
Yeah.
Amazing, good job.
Do you perform anyway?
Not as much at the moment. I would love to. But at the moment, I did some performances for VC Music Students' exam. So this year I got 6. So that's a lot. And I had to travel between schools for just to ensure that, 1, I am going to perform at the VC Music Performance exam, and 2, I do my job, perform and congratulate them, and then I go to the next one or go home. So that's my performances at the moment, is accompanying students' piano examinations, such as instruments other than a piano, or with my piano students this year. So I had so much fun with my piano students this year, such as playing the secondo part. So that means if it's on one piano and if there's 2 people at the piano, you just cut it in half, not literally, you just metaphorically cut in half, and then the student will probably sit at the higher pitch of the piano and I will sit at the bottom pitch of the piano, and we both share one piano. Not only it keeps the student going in terms of performing one of the pieces from start to finish, it's quite often a really enjoyable experience, which I really envied when I was a kid learning piano. I was hungry to play with other people.
Do you play any other?
As a pre-service classroom teacher or becoming a classroom teacher, I would need to know how to play the basics of the guitar, drums and ukulele. That's what I have to do. And it's quite fun as well. even though piano is the main instrument that I play and teach. So quite often in classroom, you're actually learning with the student. And quite often I say to students that it's okay that I don't know literally everything, but what I can do is try my best, practice and do some research. I think that's often the best way to go, and just keep trying. In a master's degree that I did, which was Master of Music Performance Teaching, we actually had to learn an instrument via scratch. So absolutely brand new, don't know a thing, and I had to do it for 6 months, so a semester. So I had to learn the cello for 6 months, and that was really good because it's one of my dream instruments that I wanted to do. Growing up, my family didn't have much money, so piano, I had to stick with piano. So, and also the voice is quite accessible as well. So I sang in a choir when I was in year 2 all the way to year 10, and I did some school musicals as well. That's another thing, your voice is an instrument. So that's another one. I can sing. But unfortunately playing the cello really did reject my body because it did create some cramps, and I had to rehab the shoulder because I was using it too much on top of my piano studies, and I had to play oboe for 6 months, and it's a really it's a really difficult instrument to play because it's double reed, and you have to have what's called embouchure, which you need to shape with your mouth, and I have to be like this.
I could never do that.
And you have to blow air out as if you're blowing a balloon, and often it creates me some headaches. But I did get a sound out of the oboe. It's very hard, actually.
What are your favourite Disney movies? Okay.
Mulan.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got it.
Well, I think first of all, having a person of color on screen as well, or an Asian character who just looks like me, is so special. And I really did love the songs that was composed, like Reflection. Oh, that gets me all the time. And I felt like I was being seen. Another one that I do really love, Inside Out, because psychology is one of my special interests or sub-interests. And it really takes you through about how emotions work, how the brain works, and it's often a really accessible and fun movie to watch to understand what's going on in your brain. So that's really valuable.
What are your favourite holidays?
Christmas.
That's good.
Another thing I do enjoy is Chinese New Year. It's a way to, spend time with family. My favorite event is called Lo Hui. So it's just this gigantic plate. It's just a great meal. And it's about, you have to do a toss. So it's to toss your prosperity and fortunes and wishes, and that's my favorite thing. Because I would take it very seriously and be like, okay, the higher I go, the more fortune and luck I get, and whatever I would like to. Yeah, that's my favorite.
Oh, wow. I've got a question for you. Do you like music?
Do I like music?
Yes.
Of course I do love music.
What are your favourite?
Oh, as in to play or to listen?
No, use Disney music.
Oh, Disney music?
Yes.
In my music library, I do have soundtrack scores of my favorite Disney, Pixar, or film movies. So I know Incredibles is not Disney, it's Pixar, but I do love playing music from the Incredibles.
Have you had any other jobs besides piano?
I worked at Macca's for 6 months. That was one of them. Did not enjoy it. And then the second job I had was being a swim teacher. So that's one of my building blocks of becoming a music teacher. So that's one of the really good jobs to have, especially when when I'm a swimmer and a pretty good swimmer, so I just headed up to become a swim teacher like my sisters did. As I mentioned, I'm a freelancer for collaborative piano or being an associate artist. Another thing is I also run a side hustle job, so I make my own resources and materials for piano or music teaching, and I sell them at a really accessible and affordable rate for teachers who do acquire such resources to make their teaching accessible, inclusive and fun.
Now, what do you do in your spare time?
A lot of things.
Name me 3.
Oh, okay, that's good. Thank you very much. I love to do hiking. So almost every school holidays except for the winter, because it gets too cold and it might snow, I go on a hike with a really close friend of mine. We do a multi-day hike. A second one that I do is I like to keep myself fit. So today I went for a swim. Sometimes I go rock climbing or bouldering.
Can you describe your teaching style?
As I've mentioned before, I like to make it fun. I also like to be structured, but also have a sense of flexibility, because sometimes students love to choose and be autonomous of their learning, so I get them to choose their order of their lesson. So that would be saying, I want to do pieces first, and then I want to do sight reading, but then I'll go back to doing some technical work or exercises, and then theory, and then end with a game.
You sort of answered this, but I'm going to ask you anyway. What does a typical lesson look like for you?
It depends. Sometimes a student might come in feeling dysregulated. They just need a moment to themselves of quietness. So that can be them reading a book. So I have a library where they can read some neuroaffirming books or such, or they have creative improvised play where they just play for themselves, or we just talk about their feelings, because I think that's really important, especially when they come to a neuroaffirming piano studio, is what the word says. We're pretty much affirming of what they're learning, how they're learning. Sometimes it can be a good day, like they're pretty switched on. They're able to be focused and do all their pieces and learn new pieces. So it really depends on their capacity on the day. So that would be, fluctuating capacity.
What's your favourite style of piano?
Well, I'm a classical trained pianist, so I tend to go that way. But also, I think my favourite is when a student loves to play ABBA music, because I get so into it and I go, yeah, ABBA's my jam. I love ABBA. Thanks. Thanks for playing one of my favourite bands. Oh, favourite piece to teach? Simple pieces to gain a good sense of understanding. So like catchy rhythms and catchy melodies that sound good to play with, yeah.
Thanks, Nicole, for coming today. We have learnt so much.